As Africa continues to be a destination of choice for global investors, there is one question on our mind on this episode. Who is the largest investor in Africa? Is it America or China? Welcome to Nigeria Today. My name is Ramsey Enoch. There is no gainsaying the truism that China has emerged as the largest investor in Africa ahead of America. Chinese influence in Africa is high on the global agenda, as China, within just a few decades, has become a key political and economic power in the continent. Indeed, its emergence as a dominant economic and political actor might be the most important development in Africa since the end of the Cold War. China has invested over 70 billion US dollars in Africa over the last 5 years, making it the continent's largest investor with 287 projects. This was disclosed in EY Africa's Attractiveness report of 2021. China has continued to maintain its position as the largest investor in Africa over the last 10 years by the number of new jobs created, which is 18,562 on average, with a gradual substantial increase of newly created jobs on a yearly basis according to a new report. The report by Swiss African Business Cycle showed that China on average in the last 10 years did 27% of its investment in Africa. The report also ranked the United States as the second largest investors, followed by France and Turkey on the third and fourth positions respectively. Finally, the report also ranked the United Kingdom as the fifth largest investors in Africa, adding that it's quickly losing ground as Japan and United Arab Emirates have both given Africa most weight in terms of their share in the global investment over the last 10 years. Almost every single African country has attracted private sector investment from China over the last 20 years, even as Swatini and Swahili Arab Republic, which have no diplomatic relations with China. However, the investment flows are quite concentrated, just like loan. The top 10 recipients of loans, accounting for 68% of the total, includes varied countries such as Angola, Ethiopia, Zambia, and Cameroon. The top 10 recipients of FDI, such as the Democratic Republic of Congo and South Africa, accounted for 86% of total Chinese FDI stock in Africa. As a result, excluding the top 10 recipients, the average amount of Chinese FDI stock in each country is approximately 380 million US dollars. This is at least half the average amount received from loan. In FDI terms, this is not particularly significant. It is the equivalent of investing in one textile factory employing 2,000 people. It is not particularly transformational, albeit a good start. The fifth session of the 13th National People's Congress held a press conference at 3 p.m. on March 7th in the press conference hall of the Great Hall of the People, inviting the State Councilor and Foreign Minister Wang Yi to respond to the claims and also provide answer to questions from Chinese and foreign journalists on issues related to China's foreign policy and foreign relations, as foreign media claims that China has created a debt trap in Africa. In response, the Chinese foreign minister, who visits Africa first every year, reflecting China's firm support for Africa's development and revitalization, explained clearly that over the years, China has built more than 10,000 kilometers of railways, nearly 100,000 kilometers of roads, nearly 100 ports, and countless hospitals and schools in Africa. These are not debt traps, but monuments of cooperation. According to Wang Yi, last year was a great year for China-Africa cooperation. The two sides successfully held the 80th ministerial meeting of the Forum on China-Africa Cooperation. President Xi Jinping announced the 9 projects for cooperation with Africa, promoting the building of China-Africa community with a shared future in the new era. Wang Yi said, "This year is the first year to implement the outcome of the foreign ministerial meeting." He stated evidently that China always keeps its promises in cooperation with Africa and never makes empty checks. In his words, "We will vigorously promote the Sino-African friendship and cooperation spirit and work with African countries to focus on three tasks. First, vigorously promote cooperation with Africa in the fight against the epidemic. Fully implement President Xi Jinping's commitment to provide 1 billion doses of vaccine to Africa. Help Africa improve localized production capacity of vaccines and help achieve the goal of vaccinating 60% of Africa's population by 2022. The second is to promote the improvement and upgrading of China-Africa pragmatic cooperation, accelerate the highly quality joint construction of the Belt and Road, and realize the early harvest of the 9 projects, promote the alignment of global development initiative with the African Union's agenda of 2063, and support Africa's economic recovery and sustainable development with practical actions. The third is to promote the concept of peaceful development in the Horns of Africa. China has appointed a special envoy for the Horn of Africa affairs of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and is willing to communicate extensively with countries in the region to play a constructive role in the peace and development of the Horns of Africa and the entire African continent. So clearly, it is evident that China's investment in Africa supersedes that of any other country within the G8, further proving that China is a country that is more passionately committed to the overall development of Africa than any other. This is Nigeria Today, bringing you incisive and up-to-the-minute analysis on global trends. Everything happening around the world, you can stay up to date with it when you subscribe to our YouTube channel, Nigeria Today. And don't forget to turn on the notification button, Nigeria Today. And you can also follow us on our Facebook page, Nigeria Today. My name is Ramsey Enoch. Thank you for watching.